Yo, what's up guys, GlitchXCity here, and today we have another Underused mod feature episode, which I have been ditching for a long time, but basically the aim of this series is to use a mod from UU, and then I'm gonna build a team around it in OU, and then ladder with it. So, as you can see, the team I'm using today is built around Craw, and Craw is a very viable Pokemon in OU. The only thing that holds it back is its mediocre speed, but its adaptability, boosted Applejet, and knockoffs still do a lot to the whole tier. So basically, the team I have here is pretty standard with Talonflame and Talonflame starting offense and Crawdon starting more balanced style teams. So let's just get straight into the battles here. Uh, I haven't laddered on this out for a long time, so I don't know what rank I am. I'm currently 1556. That's not bad, not very good either. So first thing we find is like the Heracross team. From preview, I can see that Raydoom does some work against this team with Bullet Seed. If I can, uh, like he has no spore resist, so I can free to fire off spores. Crawdon can also do some work. Yeah, Crawdon can do some work actually if we can get the Rotom on the switch to knockoff. So I'm gonna lead with the Braven here. If she leads with Hippo, that's definitely a fun piece. On Sandstream, surprisingly. I'm just gonna go for the ability here. Safest play. I wouldn't want to sport the Hippo because I do have multiple checks to it. It just goes straight into Clefable, so we do need multiple hits to knock this thing out. I should get 4 hits, not bad. Now what we can do is just go for a Bullet Seed again. This goes into Latios, and we get 5 hits this time, which is great, and we can pick this thing off with Mach Punch. So overall, very good start. Braden just took out Latios and took out a huge chunk off the Fable. And let's see what we can do. So goes out into Excadrill. I don't want this thing taking damage, especially because it's so useful against my opponent's team. But I think Mach Punch is definitely the best play here, as we can just straight up take him out. Okay, I thought there was kind of some defensive invested or sash Excadrill there. But Breloom just manages to defeat my first opponent all by itself. So let's get into the second battle here. Crawdon didn't put in much work there. Neither did any other members on my team, so what he could have done differently there was probably gone into Heracross there, because I'm pretty sure Heracross outsped me. But second battle we have here, so from preview we can see that Latios does a good chunk to his team, but we do need rocks up to be able to do that. So I'm gonna straight up lead with Crawdon here, and basically he leads with Venusaur, so that's not very good. But basically what I wanted to catch was the Landorus or the Starmie, predicting my Heatran, because Heatran is the only rock setter on my team, and I do need to break multi-scale on Dragonite if I want to have a chance. So I want to catch one of these two, but unfortunately that's not what he leads with. I can go into my Latios here. It's pretty free. He can pretty much Sludge Bomb here or Giga Drain. Actually, I think Heatran is better here. Heatran completely wills this thing. So just goes for a Giga Drain now. What I can do here is just set out my rocks. His best searching is probably Starmie, because if that's especially defensive. He goes into his Landorus here, so pretty expected. The only this can be scarfed. I can definitely see this being scarfed. But I don't want my Crawdon taking unnecessary damage. But I don't have a good ground resist on this team either, and I don't want Latios taking a U-turn. So I'm just gonna go into Crawdon here as he goes for the rocks, or yeah, he goes for the rocks, so that is definitely defensive Landorus. Now I'm gonna go for the knockoff here, probably catch the Venusaur, since that thing is a very big threat to my team. Knockoff does about I don't depends on the Venusaur spread. I'm gonna start a timer here. His best switching to this thing is definitely Venusaur. He can also stay in and go for U-turn, but I wouldn't say that's the right play because most Crawdon has speed investment to speed big defensive Landorus, so he does go into Venusaur. I actually got a crit with knockoff and the 64%. Actually, wait, no, knockoff is not the right play. I don't know if this Venus is running any speed investment, but I'm gonna assume we outspeed. I'm gonna assume we outspeed and take the Venusaur out, which is great. Crawdon just took out the Venusaur, which is really great actually. So his best switch into this thing now is probably his Clefable at full, which I can pretty safely go into Heatran, I believe, to counter it. The best thing, he actually goes into Starmie, so that leads me to think that he has offensive Starmie. That means I have no switches for this thing whatsoever. So I'm gonna expect the Rapid Spin and go for the knockoff because I don't think Crawdon does much. As he just goes for Hydro Pump and misses out on KO. So Crawdon doing a lot of work early game in this game. So we only have one life orb hit left, and he just basically forfeits. So first turn Breloom puts in so much work and make the opponent forfeit. Second match Crawdon basically makes the opponent forfeit. So that crit on Venusaur was definitely unfortunate for him, but we didn't manage to get a huge chunk off on Venusaur nonetheless if we didn't get a crit. So we are in the 1600s already, so overall a very successful team so far, and I really like using it because it's basically priority spam because I don't have any fast mons on this team except for Mega Manectric. There's a combination of Mach Punch, Aquajet, and Gilwing's Gravebird. This team can really pressure offense, while Crawdon itself can just destroy balanced teams to just stall and stuff. So I really like the team. It's not completely finished yet. So we find our third battle here as Showdown's a little bit laggy, as we find probably a choice Scarf Mienshao. Looks like a Yu team, but from preview, I do have to get Mega Manectric Mega as fast as possible. Crawdon does a lot of work against his team actually. Breloom as well. So actually no, not Breloom. Heatran does a lot of work. Walling's 3 out of the 6. If Mienshao is definitely going to be a problem, though we do have Gale Wings boosted Gravebird. Aerodactyl can be certain with Aquajet, but honestly I think I'm just going to leave with Latios here. I'm going to touch the Mienshao. Yes, I do touch the Mienshao, so it's definitely going to U-turn here. I know that much for sure. And he's probably going to go into Clefable on the U-turn, so I'm going to roast it. So he's probably going to go into Clefable. It's the most reasonable switch-in, so he does go into Clefable. What I can do is just go into Heatran here and set up his rocks. I'm going to set up my own rocks. This matchup is definitely not in my favor. So he goes into X-Go. He's more great for it. This is a problem. My only ground resist is Talonflame, and that thing is probably not gonna do much. Safest play is go for it. I'm gonna Lava Plume here. Okay, so if I am him, I will go for the Earthquake. But what I'm banking on is him going for the Rapid Spin, so I'm gonna go for the Lava Plume here. As he just straight up goes for the Earthquake and knocks me out, so he made it right there, but what we can do now, let's go into Crawdon here and basically just go for a Crab Hammer, I believe. He has nothing that wants to take this. Or a knockoff, I believe. Like, Aquajet knocks this thing out, so he shouldn't stay in. And this, I do want to catch the Celebi so I can freeze spam Aquajet, so I'm going to go for the knockoff here. If he Earthquake, I don't trust him that play at all. Oh my god. So he Earthquakes. I don't know if he predicted me to predict his Celebi or what, but that play definitely worked out for him. I'm gonna go into my Manectric here as it goes into Mienshao. I don't have a switch in for this thing. I'm just gonna Mega Evolve and go for the Volt Switch. This is looking like a losing battle for me, especially after my Crawdon went down to that Earthquake. If I Aqua Jetted there, I would have been in a much better situation. Because Crawdon did a lot of work against his team. So he's just going to go for the U-turn here. And go into his Celebi as I'm going to Volt Switch here. I'm going to go into my Talonflame. And go for the Source Dance. I believe that's my only play of winning. If he goes into Arrow, I'm pretty sure a +2 Shark Beat boosted Raper should knock him out. Like, I really should have Aqua Jetted there, but I really didn't not expect him to stay in his Extra Drill. Like, I don't think that's the right play at all. It's probably gonna go for a attacking move here, expecting me to roost. But if I want to pull this back, the only way to do it is probably with Time Frame. It's my only win con. I swear it's gonna see Baton Pass this, so goes out into Aerodactyl, so takes 24 from Stealth Rock. Should die from Brave Bird. As oh, it lives. It lives. It definitely lives. Okay, so basically now what it is that I have nothing to kill the Celebi with and I lose. So my punch is definitely the right play. Yeah, there's no way for me to bring this back, as of I can see. So I have to sack my Kratom here to the Acrobatics. Go into my Manectric. And try and Thunderbolt this thing. Yeah, the Earthquake Extra Drill play was definitely what pretty much lost me the game. Should have Aqua Jetted there, but what's done is done. I can't bring it back. Let's go find our next battle here. Basically, she was a trust me just for a karma. So Showdown's really laggy right now, but we find another very similar team to what we just fought before. It's Mega Venusaur. Again, I'm gonna leave his Craw out here because it's threatens like everything on his team, and he leaves his Heatran this time, so I do catch that. I'm gonna go for the knockoff here because I do not expect him to stay in at all. I think Solar Beams. Okay. I did not think that through truly. So a very good lure by my opponent there. So basically we just lost our main way to deal with this thing. I'm just gonna go for a Thunderbolt here, try and get off as many damage as possible as he misses his max one, which is great. I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch here. And then go into Latios. And then we can go for the Side Shock here. Actually, yeah, Side Shock is definitely a better play here. That's why I was able to take off the Heatran. That crit didn't matter, I am left for. So he goes out into his Bisharp. I don't necessarily need Latios. I'm gonna go for the Reiko. As we do 71% to the Bisharp, as he just goes for a knockoff and take me out. So pretty much expected. I'm gonna go into my Greydom here and just Knock Punch. Like there's nothing else I really can do. It goes into Venusaur. Heatran is definitely my play here. And what I want to do is double into no, actually Lava Beam is definitely my best play here. As it goes into Bisharp and sacks it off, so Landorus is most likely to come in here. Lava Plume is definitely my right play here. As he goes for his rock, so Earthquake is definitely gonna come my way. I'm trying to put this match in a situation where I can win with Talonflame. But that's very difficult right now. I'm just gonna go for the Lava Plume here. I see Stone Edge expecting my Talonflame, so that's great. Again, Lava Plume is my best play. I see he goes for Stone Edge again and misses, so Goes into a Zoomeroo. I'm gonna talk. Actually, Taunt is my best play. I don't want this thing setting up, so he can't use Belly Room. Now I can pretty much just Toxic this thing and put it on a timer as it goes for a knockoff. Now I'm just gonna consecutively Lava Plume here and keep this thing low. Now we just go for the taunt and basically knock it out, I believe. Goes for the Aqua Jet, eats his citrus. I do believe we're fast towards our Burden. So we're gonna go into our next trick here and just click Volt Switch. He should die to a Volt Switch here, so it's not that big of a deal. Just goes for Aqua Jet, that is -1, so that's not gonna do anything. And we are able to take out the Zoomeroo, so I'm gonna calc something here because I want to see how much Latios takes from a Sharp Beak Talon flame. And my computer is very laggy right now for some reason. Latios. Oh, you life up attacker. Brave Bird is about 68 to 81%. So Breloom is definitely my right play here. So basically what I do is he goes into Latios, and what I can do is Mach Punch this thing. Deal about 25%, and with the Life Orb recoil, he should be like 100% in range of Brave Bird from my Latios. I mean, not my Latios, from my Talonflame. If you do manage to take the Latios out, I'm pretty sure that's GG. Yeah, that's GG. So, Crawdon did not put in much work there, but again, that Solar Beam Z-Tran was definitely a good lure by my opponent. If Crawdon was alive, that match could have gone much more easier, but